I think the other thing was it's up to a minute.
Yeah.
Like there was a time, if I would have gone over the minute, it would have been more money. Yeah, so we couldn't even let it play out the special or anything.
Taylor Swift just broke the internet again, and this time it's from 6 different directions. Buckle up. First up, Taylor's been secretly filming a Hush Hush music video so classified, even the crew couldn't hear the song. Then, Mark Maron nearly sold a kidney to license a Swift track for his comedy special. $50K for 15 seconds?
I think it came out to $50K around that.
And so on to Denise Welch, who threw polite but shady mom-level heat at Taylor on live TV.
Obviously, on pain of death, can I talk about that episode? But not being her mother-in-law is a role that I'm glad that I lost.
Meanwhile, Travis Kelce shocked fans with a fresh buzz cut that's dividing the internet harder than the dress.
How you doing?
Next, indie artist Billie Marten exposed the music industry's broken money machine with Taylor as the exception. And finally, Selena Gomez's wedding plans? Chaos, thanks to Taylor's guest star status turning it into a Met Gala security nightmare. Queen Taylor is back at it, quietly, mysteriously, and oh so dramatically. Word on the street is that Taylor just pulled a full-on Beyoncé and shot a top-secret music video in Los Angeles this week. And when I say top secret, I mean Fort Knox-level hush-hush. Not even the crew on set got to hear the song, just the beat. Like imagine working on a music video and having to vibe to the rhythm like you're in a silent disco. Wild! So while we all thought Taylor was living her best off-season wag life with Travis sipping matcha, dodging paparazzi, and maybe learning football lingo, turns out she was busy cooking up another masterpiece on the West Coast. Insiders are whispering that the shoot was so classified, it made the CIA look like an open book. Fans have been starved for new music since the Tortured Poets department dropped over a year ago, and now this stealthy project has everyone spiraling. X has turned into a full-blown Swiftie support group. One fan basically screamed into the void that we're getting the album in August, while another is convinced we're about to witness the NFL X Eras Tour crossover nobody knew they needed. Some are betting this is her 12th studio album because apparently she wrote the word "this" with 12 I's in a fan letter. Yep, fans are literally counting vowels now. Swifties don't miss a thing. Add to that the recent Brooklyn Bowl surprise where Taylor may or may not have dipped back into her country roots, and the fact that Joe Jonas and Shawn Mendes both hit the brakes on their own releases. Yeah, something's brewing. And then there's Travis casually hard launching their romance on Instagram, complete with suspicious hand bling and his phone lock screen screaming "I'm hers." Engagement rumors? Oh, they're flying. Taylor might be ice skating and playing house in Montana with her NFL boo, but behind the scenes, she's scheming, plotting, and probably about to drop a bombshell that'll make the internet combust. And speaking of Swiftie-induced meltdowns, let's talk about how much it actually costs to sprinkle a little Taylor magic into your project. Spoiler alert, it ain't cheap. Comedian Mark Maron just dropped the bombshell that using one of Taylor's songs in his upcoming stand-up special nearly made his wallet weep. Yep, turns out that just a few sweet seconds of Bigger Than the Whole Sky cost him a sky-high $50,000. That's right, 50 grand. For context, that's like a down payment on a house, a year of rent in New York, or a lifetime supply of cat food depending on your priorities.
I think it came out to $50K around that. I did everything I could to get the joke in front of her. I know Jack Antonoff enough to text him, and he's the co-writer on that song. And I said, I don't know what's proper or how to do this, but we're running out of money on this thing. It's probably going to come out of my pocket.
Mark, being the resourceful dude he is, tried to slide into Jack Antonoff's texts because who wouldn't hit up Taylor's musical BFF if they were desperate and broke? He basically hit him with the "Bro, I'm poor, help me out" text, hoping for a Swiftian miracle. But Jack, ever the professional, pointed him straight back to the red tape of music licensing. No buddy discount, no backdoor deal, just a nice polite shove toward the official channels like, "Good luck with that, champ." Apparently, if Mark dared to go for a second over the time limit, the bill would have ballooned even higher. And honestly, the real stress wasn't just the cost, it was the thought that Taylor might have just said nope altogether. Imagine crafting a killer comedy bit around a song, only to have your dreams swiftly crushed. The man nearly had an existential crisis imagining the special without that emotional gut punch of a track. But thankfully, the licensing gods were merciful and Taylor gave the green light, probably while sipping her iced coffee and plotting her next cryptic album drop. Taylor was also brushing off some classic passive-aggressive shade from her almost mother-in-law like it was lint on a Gucci blazer. Yep, Matty Healy's mom, Denise Welch, decided to stir the pot on national TV because what's more fun than throwing a side-eye at your son's ex, who just happens to be a billionaire pop icon with the emotional intelligence of a CEO and the fan base of a small army. During her little sit-down on Watch What Happens Live, Denise tried to keep it cute, but couldn't resist dropping a zinger about how she's so glad she dodged the mother-in-law title when it came to Tay.
Obviously, on pain of death, can I talk about that episode? But not being her mother-in-law is a role that I'm glad that I lost. Not that I have anything against her at all.
Okay.
It was just, it was tricky. But listen, you're not allowed to say anything, and then she writes a whole album, about.
The audience gasped. The internet blinked twice, and Swifties collectively clutched their pearls while sharpening their tweets. But Taylor? Oh no, sis doesn't flinch. An insider says she finds the whole thing obnoxious, and honestly, same, but she's not about to get into a verbal WWE match over it. This isn't Taylor's first time being dragged into ex-related drama. Her blink-and-you-missed-it fling with Matty Healy was already messy enough, what with the Ice Spice controversy, the breakup by June speedrun, and fans basically forcing her to hit eject on the whole relationship. Now add Denise piping up about how hard it is dealing with Taylor's fans, and music about X's legacy, and we've got ourselves a full-on tabloid buffet. Still, Taylor's sticking to her shake-it-off playbook, graceful, unbothered, and too busy plotting chart domination to clap back at someone who isn't even in the liner notes. But make no mistake, if Denise keeps running her mouth, Taylor's got the lyrical sniper mode on standby. Meanwhile, her main squeeze Travis Kelce is out here making headlines for something way less dramatic but still causing chaos in the fandom, his hair. Yup, the NFL tight end just pulled a full Britney 2007 and buzzed it all off. That luscious longer look he rocked all summer, gone, kaput. Left on the barbershop floor like the hopes of fans who were fully invested in his hot boy hair era.
How you doing?
Travis showed up at Chiefs training camp looking like a new man, and fans are feeling things. Some are high-key thrilled, calling it a glow-up and welcoming his fade like it's a long-lost friend. One even claimed they knew something was up when he stepped out with his helmet glued to his head. Another said he looks more manly, as if catching Super Bowl rings wasn't manly enough before the haircut. But of course, not everyone's ready to light a candle for the buzz cut revolution. A whole bunch of people went into full mourning mode over the missing locks. We're talking broken hearts, crying emojis, and dramatic declarations like "he didn't" and "bring the flow back." Honestly, you'd think someone canceled Christmas. Insiders say the chop might have been more about beating the heat than a full-blown image reboot. It is training camp season, and wearing a helmet in that sweltering sun while rocking a thick mop? Yeah, not the move. Still, it's giving main character energy. And speaking of main characters, Billie Marten just hijacked the spotlight and went full savage on the entire music industry with a mic drop that's still echoing across Spotify. While everyone else is pretending things are fine and fabulous, Billie's ripping the curtain off Oz, exposing the fact that the glamorous world of music is more like a giant group project where everyone's broke, except Taylor Swift. Yep, according to Billie, all roads and royalty checks lead straight to Tay's bank account. She didn't even bother with metaphors. She straight up called the industry a reverse pyramid scheme where mid-tier artists like her are pouring in all the work and barely getting bus fare in return. Burnout? Check. Emotional exhaustion? Double check. Financial ruin? She said it louder for the people in the back. The indie girlies aren't thriving. They're surviving, and just barely, while megastars swim in streaming money like it's Scrooge McDuck's vault. And the wild part? Billie just dropped her 5th studio album, Dog-Eared, recorded all raw and stripped back, with no headphones and no glossy overproduction, just real vibes. But despite all that grit and artistry, the money's still not moneying. Royalties? Nada. Album recoups? LOL, what are those? She's grinding on tour, giving it everything, and still coming back with pockets emptier than a fake influencer's skincare shelf. The girl has basically become the poster child for hustle fatigue. And yet, she's not out here to beg for pity streams. She's flipping the bird to the fast-paced, algorithm-chasing rat race and choosing to slow down, breathe, and actually feel the music she's making. And speaking of flipping the bird to the system, Selena Gomez is currently flipping out over a totally different kind of crisis, her wedding plans going kaboom because Taylor is just too darn famous. Like, imagine trying to plan your dream 2-day fairy tale wedding in Montecito and then realizing you basically need Secret Service level ops because your BFF is that girl who causes stampedes at airports by merely breathing. Selena and Benny Blanco were all set to tie the knot in September, complete with candlelit vibes and maybe a slow dance to a lo-fi remix of Love You Like a Love Song. But then, bam! Their ultra-private location got leaked faster than a Marvel script, and now the whole event's turning into Mission Impossible. Why? Because the moment people heard Taylor and her NFL bae Travis would be attending, the guest list started looking more like the Met Gala and less like an intimate family affair. Insiders say Selena's legit torn about letting guests keep their phones. On one hand, she wants everyone to be present and not filming TikToks while she's walking down the aisle. On the other, she's not trying to have grainy paparazzi shots of Tay dancing with Martin Short go viral before the wedding cake's even cut. Also, imagine trying to do a bouquet toss while the front row is full of people with iPhones pointed like sniper rifles. And it's not just the Swifties she's worried about. This wedding is shaping up to be a who's who of Hollywood. Meryl Streep might be there. Steve Martin, Martin Short. The Only Murders cast is basically crashing this wedding like it's season 4. And even though Selena's ride-or-die friendship with Taylor goes all the way back to their double-date Jonas Brothers era, the reality of Swift's gravitational pull is now literally causing a security meltdown. She wanted a Pinterest-perfect wedding. What she's getting? Coachella with better outfits and possibly a SWAT team. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.